the categories I thought I was going to excel in, I am struggling, and vice versa. How does this happen? Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing an updated makeup inventory video. So 5 months ago, I posted a video and I shared the number of products I had in every single category in my makeup collection. Primer, foundations, how many lipsticks do I have, lip liners, and so on. I also gave myself a goal in that video for how many products, or around how many products, or I want less than this many products in each category. And since almost 6 months has passed, I decided to count my collection again and see how we are doing. Okay, so I start my videos with an outfit of the day. We are actually preparing for a hurricane in Las Vegas. Nothing that I thought I would ever say. I also don't know if this is really a hurricane outfit, but that's what we decided on today. So I'm just wearing some ripped jeans and a sweater vest. I'm actually getting ready to head out to meet some friends that are in Las Vegas. So I'm gonna go have some dinner with them, but we've got some weird weather going on out there. I don't know what's going on. But in 2023, I wanted to make it a goal to have more of a low buy makeup year, also decluttering my collection on a really regular basis. I just posted a mid-year makeup declutter about a month ago. I wanted to be able to keep up on my makeup inventory as well. I also started a project use up. I just posted that video a couple of weeks ago, and I have a handful of products that I want to use all the way up, and I want to do an update video in October on that. So I definitely wanted to revisit my makeup inventory, and that video, it was so interesting to post because I got so many like supportive comments on it, and there's been so many of you that have been following along these videos of my, you know, low buy makeup year and decluttering and all of that, and have been very supportive. It definitely feels like there is a bit of a shift, and I wouldn't say this is for everybody, but it does feel like there's a bit of a shift amongst YouTubers who have been in the beauty space for quite some time, but also our viewers as well. The number of comments that I've been getting of like, I'm just so overwhelmed with makeup, or I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I'm not using. And so it kind of feels like us behind the camera and those of you watching, we've kind of been feeling similar ways. And I have to say that I'm feeling better about my makeup collection and how it's going. And this was gonna be like the true test though of like actually sitting down and like counting everything and seeing how it's going. So I really wanted to film an update video, and there was a few categories that had me a little surprised in good and bad ways. So I also, this inspired me to do yet another declutter video, because there's a handful of categories that I was like, I need to zero in on these. Normally I do a really big declutter series at the end of the year, and the little declutters that I've been doing, I've just been kind of showing all the products I'm decluttering, but I'm actually thinking about doing like a full sit down, like taking all the products in these handful of categories and going through them. Let me know if you would like that style of video versus just my short declutters where I already have the box of products ready to go. To jump into it, okay. Great. Starting off with primers. So I had 12 primers in my collection 5 months ago. My goal was that I wanted to cut that in half, and I wanted to only have around 6 primers. Now my goal when I was doing this was the goal that I want at the end of the year. So, you know, we're not quite there yet, but this is like, we're hopefully on pace, you know, to hit that goal. Had 12, wanted to cut it in half. I now have 13. I was like, well, shoot Magoot. I don't even wear primer that much. Like, I'm not wearing primer. I honestly, I don't even know if I could tell you the last time that I wore a makeup primer. So definitely if I do this declutter video, I'm gonna be putting all of my primers in there and going through them, and I hope being able to cut my collection in half. My dog just let out a big sigh. Maybe she finds that to be a boring video. But I'm like, kind of embarrassed because I literally talk about how I very rarely wear primer. It's nothing against primer, of course. Like, we didn't get into a fight, we didn't like break up. It's just, I think it's just I wear so much sunscreen that a lot of times that's just like, that's just what I consider my primer. Once in a while I'll grab something that's like a gripping primer if I'm gonna be gone for, you know, a long time or something like that. But still, to not be anywhere near my goal for primers, I'm like, so we gotta fix that. Foundation, I was kind of I was kind of proud here. So I had 11 foundations 5 months ago. I said that I wanted to have less than 15 was my goal, and I now have 10. Okay, so pretty good. I mean, I hit my goal. I have less than what I started with. Foundation is another product that I'm just not wearing as much either. Again, I feel like over the years, my makeup preferences have definitely changed, and kind of where I'm at right now, you know, who knows where I'll be even in like 6 months of time. I'm not wearing a lot of primer. I'm not wearing a lot of foundation. I'm really not even wearing that much eyeshadow. I just have 2 eyeshadow shades on my eyes today from the new Natasha Denona Mini Starlette palette. I don't do like bold winged liner anymore like I used to. I don't wear a lot of false lashes like I used to. I don't wear highlighter as much as I used to. My makeup style has just been kind of cutting back. And that also includes foundations. So I think 10 is a really good number. Like I had said, I wanted at least less than 15. I feel like 10, like I feel like I'm in a really good spot. And as I was looking over my foundations, I was like, yeah, girl, like you got this. And then we moved over to concealer. I was actually very nervous about concealer because I love concealer. I wear concealer on a daily basis. It's the product that I wear kind of instead of foundation. I'll put concealer on my under eyes, and then I'll spot conceal my face, and then I'll use like a powder foundation to set it. So I was like, oh shoot, have I accumulated a lot of concealers? Because sometimes if a new concealer comes out, I really want to try it, all the things. But I had started with 8. I said that I wanted less than 12, and I now have 7. I think that's pretty good, and honestly, I think it's because I have concealers that I love. I'm wearing the, I thought it was in front of me. Yes, the LYS concealer. This I put in my project use up, so not just products that I'm trying to like hit pan or see how much progress I make, like I'm trying to use them all the way up. So I've been using my LYS super consistently, but also I just look at me like, I look at the doe fit like, what, is there anything left on there? No, there is. But I've been using this really consistently. My Natasha Denona I use so much, my Sigma Beauty, the color corrector duo, love that so much. So I just kind of feel like I'm more in like a good spot with my concealers, that I don't feel like adding a bunch more. So I'm really happy with where I'm at in the concealer category. Moving over to powders, again, something that I wear every single day. So I had 13. I said I wanted less than like 8 to 10, you know, like a range. And I currently have 8. That's pretty good. My dog has been talking to me this whole time. Like, she's also agreeing with me that I feel like that's pretty good for powders. So I was including loose powders and setting powders in this. So powders that I use on my under eyes, like the Charlotte Tilbury. This is another one that is in my project use up because like we just need to finish her off. And then it also includes powders that I use on my face, like the Lawless Beauty, which once again, like bam, look at that. Looking pretty good. So I was including both of those in there, and I feel like 8, really good. I'm happy with that. Powders, this is kind of like a, I don't know, why did like Dancing with the Stars just popped into my head, where I used to watch Dancing with the Stars all the time many moons ago. I have like a handful of couples like dance at the same time, and then they would like eliminate them one by one, but it's like the different categories that I'm going through. The dance and prove your worth, and then other ones that it's like, oh no, you're already safe. Like you're not going anywhere. Like the powders, they're safe. The foundations, concealers, they're safe. There's a few categories that are not safe. But moving on, we have bronzer. I was so afraid to count this category, but I had 17. I said I wanted less than 20. I have 15 bronzers. I feel like that's pretty good. I know that I've decluttered some in my like shorter declutters that I've done, and I've also just given a few to my friends, like ones that like shades didn't really work out for me. I've just been like, hey, here, like you said you wanted to try this bronzer, you needed a new bronzer, like just take this one off my hands kind of thing. I've been trying to get in the groove of doing that more. Especially if I have any friends that are like watching my like Instagram or something, and they're like, oh hey, like you said that you didn't love this product. I'm like, yeah, no, great, here, you can try it. Like, try it out, let me know what you think. So I'm really proud with 15 bronzers. Another category I think is safe. It's still a lot of bronzers, don't get me wrong, I'm not like delusional, okay, but like I don't think that's too bad for a YouTuber's makeup collection. And then moving over to blushes. The times that I have said I'm just not really like a blush girl, yet still somehow I tend to accumulate blushes at an alarming rate. When I was doing my, I think it was my declutters last year, I had so many blushes. I feel like I want to say I had over like 60 blushes or something. And I was surprised. Like when I pulled them all out, I was like, what is going on here? And that's why I was really excited to do the makeup inventory and to like keep at it at like a consistent basis, just to kind of keep myself in check, because, you know, sometimes I get PR or I want to buy the new makeup releases or things like that. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, a certain part of my collection is just completely out of hand. So this is helping me keep on track, but I had 23 blushes. I said I wanted less than 20 and I now have 27. I do feel like blushes are gonna be put into this next declutter. Yes, blushes are gonna be put in there, even though it's only like, you know, it's 5 more, right? 5 more than from what I wanted. No, 6. No, what is math? 4. It's 4 blushes more than what I had and 7 over what my goal was. Math is hard. I still feel like when I was like actually looking at my blushes, I was like, no, I know that there's so many in here that I can declutter. So count that category. It's in the elimination round. Highlight, I'm a little embarrassed by, because apparently I just didn't do anything. Like I don't wear highlight really at all these days. But I started with 11. I said I wanted to have around 5 and I still have 11. I feel like I just didn't do anything with that collection. Like I didn't bring any in, but I also didn't take any out. And my last declutter that I did, my mid-year makeup declutter, there was a few categories that I was really focused on, because I had known like, oh, I'm buying some lip products. I was really trying to like move out lip products, that sort of thing. But for highlights, I guess because I'm not really bringing any in, I never even really, like I don't even know if I opened my highlight drawer. Like I was just like, whatever. So we're still exactly the same with highlights. A little embarrassing. Moving over to face palettes, really similar. I had 8. I said I wanted around 8 and I now have 9. Again, I don't think I decluttered any face palettes as of recently, and I did purchase the Benefit, one of their new like mini duos that had a bronzer and a blush in there. I purchased it from Sephora because I thought it was cute. I don't know. So I now have 9. So I still feel like that's pretty good. Trying to decide if I want to put face palettes in the declutter. We'll see how many categories we end up having. But for eyeshadow palettes, okay, this is the part where I see if you're still awake, if you're still watching. I'm pretty proud of this. I feel like I have done a decent job, if not decluttering, just giving palettes away. Or like either a friend says something that they want something, like I shipped a palette off to one of my friends in Florida the other day. It was like, I know that you like this, here, like take it off my hands. Or just like little gifts, like, oh here, like I think that you would like this palette. Like I've been trying really hard to keep my eyeshadow palette collection from getting too out of hand. And I feel like I'm doing a good job. Like I don't have a desire to have over 100 eyeshadow palettes sitting in my apartment, over 200 eyeshadow palettes sitting in my apartment. I just don't have that desire, which I once did. And then again, it's why like things change, and there's nothing wrong with things changing. Maybe next year I'll be like, I do want that again. Who knows, right? But I had 69. I said that I wanted around 50, and I have 57. I think that's pretty good. I mean, we'll see how we end up at the end of the year, and we'll see how many freaking palettes Natasha Denona keeps releasing. At the time that I'm filming, it just got announced that the I Need a Nude palette was coming out, and I was like, I just bought the mini Starlette, which is on my eyes today. I was like, what in the world? So I'm gonna have to buy the I Need a Nude palette as well. But I feel like I've been doing a good job staying cognizant of what I'm doing with my eyeshadow palette collection. So I think we'll just continue to have like a big eyeshadow palette declutter towards the end of the year. It's gonna be safe from this next elimination. For my single shadows, slightly embarrassing. This is gonna have to be my next declutter. I wanted 32, or I had 32. I said I wanted around 25, and I now have 39. I know a lot of that is the Rare Beauty shadow sticks. And I will say too, when I was counting my collection, I am counting just what I consider to be in my collection. Not like PR that I'm trying right now that I don't know if I'm going to keep or not. So like the Rare Beauty shadow sticks, I still have a few on hand here that I've just been kind of passing out to my friends, but I just counted the ones that I kept for myself. So that's just something that I wanted to point out, because the numbers that I'm giving you, I have a lot more makeup actually in my apartment. It's just not what I consider mine or in my collection, if that makes sense. But I know like those Rare Beauty shadow sticks for sure. There's a few from ColourPop that I added in, like a few Super Shocks, but I would love to get this actually around the 25. I really would. So we're gonna have to work on the single collection. For my eyeliners, oh my, see, there's like some categories that I thought that I was gonna do really well in, and it like went the opposite direction, and then vice versa. And eyeliners is one of those. I had 19. I said I wanted to have less than 13. I now have 30. What happened? What, huh? Like, I don't know what's wrong with me and eyeliners. I have a problem, and I've always had a problem. I've had a problem with eyeliners. It's because I wear them every single day. Like every time that I do my makeup, I always put eyeliner in my waterline. Oftentimes I'm tightlining as well. I cannot do my makeup without having my eyeliner on. But I also seem to just, I feel like a problem with me with eyeliners is that when I get a package in PR and it has eyeliner in it, I automatically think, ooh, I should keep it. Like I should keep it for myself, because it's not necessarily like a sexy makeup item is what I usually say about eyeliners. When I'm doing a haul, it's not like, hey everyone, I bought this eyeliner today. Like you can do a video on an eyeshadow palette. You can do a video on a face palette. You can do a video on lipsticks. You can't do a video on an eyeliner. Okay, so it's just like not the most exciting thing to purchase. So I feel like when I'm getting it in PR, I'm like, I should keep it, because I have that weird like hoarder, poor mentality. You know, what was really interesting to me in my project use up video was how many people commented on my scarcity mindset. And I 1000% agree with every single comment that came in like that. And it is something that I have worked on for so many years, and I don't feel like I've made good progress on it yet. But as someone who used to be extremely poor, I have this mentality of A, not wanting to use up products, B, not wanting to get rid of products because I'm afraid, like, what if I can't replace it? What if I can't get it back? I still have the mindset every single time that I go out to eat, my eyes will automatically find that cheapest thing on the menu. And oftentimes, if I can't find something else that like looks good, I will still order that cheapest thing. Or even if I find something and I'm like, oh, but that's really expensive, even if I'm not paying for it, I'm like, I just don't know if I can like justify it in my mind to have anyone paying that much. I'll still order the cheapest thing on the menu. And so many people were saying that this mindset, when I was talking about having problems using products up or getting rid of them, is a scarcity mindset, or a mindset of someone who has been extremely poor and has that fear around not having something again. And truly, like, at least in my case, I agree, and I do think that is a part of it. And it's something that I'm trying to get over, that like when I have a package that includes 5 eyeliners, I don't need to keep them all, like, because I can buy a new eyeliner. Or I have 39 eyeliners in my collection. I don't need to keep every eyeliner that comes in, but it's something that I definitely struggle with. And I've really been able to tell that also in my makeup collection over the years. Like, so many things I've held on to, so many things that I haven't wanted to use all the way up because it's like, oh, I just use this expensive foundation. Like, do I have to go buy the new foundation? Like, it's just, it's like no matter where life has taken me, I still have that mindset, and it's something that I'm working through. So if anyone has any tips or advice on that, I am all ears. I think I said I had 30 eyeliners. I was looking at my singles. That's 39. My eyeliners, I have 30. That's still too much. That's still too many. Eyeliners will be in that declutter. For brows, I said I wanted around 15. I had 21. Wanted around 15. I now have 16. That's pretty good. So I have mostly brow pencils. I have a few products like brow gels and things like that. but mostly brow pencils. I still feel like that's a lot, especially because I use the same probably like 4 brow pencils over and over. But 60, I feel like that's really close to my goal. So I was proud for that. For false lashes, again, something that I said I don't wear very often. I had 11. I said that I wanted less than 7, and I now have 9. Again, some of those, like I got the Risa and BK Beauty collab, and I think I actually got them twice because I went to her like launch party for them, and then I think I got them like in a regular PR package as well. And there's some that like, it's one of those things that I too, like I just don't really want to get rid of them because I'm like excited for Risa and she's my friend, and if I do want her lashes, I want to wear her lashes. So I still keep around all of the different styles. But I could probably do a better job of saying goodbye to some of them because 9 pairs of false lashes for someone who doesn't wear any is probably not necessary. Last few categories we have mascara. I had 10. I said I wanted around 10. I now have 11. Pretty good. I love mascaras. Again, I kind of have the same ones that I have over and over. There's a couple that I have repurchased, like I see a Milani right in front of me, a Lawless Beauty is right over here, and those are just, you know, I'm kind of constantly using up those mascaras, and then I just want to keep them in my collection. So like I'm wearing the Maybelline Sky High today. I have a Rare Beauty next to me. I enjoy the LYS. The One Size is a newer one to me that I really enjoy. But I feel like that's pretty solid for my mascara collection. For makeup sprays, I had 5. I said I wanted to keep around 5, and I now have 4. Pretty good there. Sprays, again, not something that I use every single time I do my makeup, but I think 4 is pretty good. Okay, then we're getting into the lip category to finish us off. I was very afraid for some of these, but my lip liners, I had 23. I wanted to keep around 23. I now have 20. Pretty good. And I just bought 3 more from Natasha Denona, but I moved out quite a few lip liners in my last mid-year makeup declutter because I knew I was bringing some in. I feel really positive. It's a lot of lip liners, and I feel like, I don't know. When I was looking at them, I was like, I wear like the same 5 lip liners over and over again. Like, do I really need 20 in my collection? But that's where we're at right now. For lipsticks, I had 39. I said I wanted around 33. I have 31. I feel like eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks, I have been very aware of. I've been very aware of not keeping the things that I don't want. I've been very aware of, like, if I just hear a friend like, oh, I would really love like a nude lipstick. I'm like, what? A nude lipstick? Let me get you a nude lipstick. Like, there's been times that I've gone or like visited some friends and I come with like a whole bag of products and I'm like, here, like, would you want any of these? Like, I definitely think eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks I've been super aware of since doing that last makeup inventory video. And obviously there's some other categories I probably could have focused on a little bit more too, but that's fine. Lip glosses, I had 28. I said I wanted to keep around 25. I have 21. So the lip category, I am super proud of myself. Again, I think I kind of cherry picked a few of those that I thought maybe would be my weaknesses, and I feel like I worked really hard on them. And then I let a few other categories slide, which is fine, you know? No big deal. No big deal. And this just means I've just set you up for a pretty big declutter video. Pretty big declutter video. I have quite a few categories that are going to be in that next one, so stay tuned. I think I'm going to do it pretty quickly here. We're going to do a nice little declutter. This one was just kind of our chatty video, and next up we'll do a declutter and kind of get us ready as we, you know, people are talking about fall. Woo, people are talking about fall already. So I'm already thinking about end of the year. I already have some Vlogmas collabs ready. I usually do declutters during Vlogmas, so this is just prepping us. This is the pre-game, baby. Let's go. I'm excited for it. So thank you so much for watching this makeup inventory. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next one.